since civilization, women have been oppressed by men.
Oh,
and it's okay to have that guard up.
How do you define
Maybe
that?
in our households or other things we've seen relationships where the man has been toxic and has been controlling to women. Maybe that's what we've been around, and it's okay to have that guard up, and it's okay to not let men control you. It's okay for you to also have those personal boundaries. Yeah, there's boundaries in a relationship, but you must also put personal boundaries within yourself. Because if you're just like with this man, you're just going off whatever he's saying or whatever, you don't have a mind of your own, and you end up losing those boundaries, and you end up getting used as a stepping stool.
How do you know that? You're 21.
Now, I hate the age argument, but there's obviously some truth in it. This lady speaks like she's had a lifetime of experience, but in reality, she's just 21. That's a fucking baby.
Women have been oppressed since the beginning of time.
How?
And it's natural.
Oh gosh.
How?
Are you really? How?
Yeah, go ahead.
How? You're
the one
asking
saying
me
this is
how?
true.
You know,
Yes.
here's maybe a better question.
Defend
How?
your-
No, because I'm not going.
Okay,
if you
because
don't know how.
Because you don't know.
No, if I'm not going to explain to myself.
In normal conversation where people aren't sitting around and patronizing you because you're loud and obnoxious, and a lot of people don't want to confront you and tell you that. But I'll tell you that right now, young lady. You're very loud and obnoxious, and you're rude, and you're full of a lot. No, I'm talking right now. You had your chance. I'm gonna talk. When I'm done, you talk. That's equality, right?
Keep going.
Right. Thank you very much. All right. Now, what I'm saying is, in conversation, when you bring something up, you can't just state something as fact and then not defend it, and then say, "Oh, well, if you don't know, it's just because you're X, Y, Z," because that's what you're doing right now. So, you said women have been oppressed by men since the dawn of civilization.
Yes.
How?
If you don't know that, I'm not going to explain to you.
Bro,
Because
She doesn't know it because she's an NPC. She's just mouthing the current narrative from society and really can't explain her claim.
just shows that you're insecure. You're coming towards me, my personality.
Right, but you still can't name anything that women were oppressed by men since the dawn of civilization, right? Cool.
Women.
Just double checking on that. Cool.
So you don't think they were?
Are we already getting into the feminist stuff
Go
here?
ahead.
All right.
I'm just
How
asking.
are they?
No, I'm
How are they?
asking you. You don't
You
think
are
they
part
were?
of the problem if you don't think women were ever oppressed.
Did
You
I
are
ever
a
say
part
that?
of the problem, and that scares me because you said that you have a fan base in America, and that really scares me for the men that are looking up to you, the young impressionable boys that are looking up to you. That really scares me.
You know
if you are
nothing
giving
about
that,
my message.
I don't even have to know, because the fact that you're saying
So,
right now you're
okay.
coming, you're
So,
look at
planned
who you're talking
ignorance.
to. You are talking to a group of women,
Planned
and you're
ignorance.
telling us that we've never been oppressed. You're telling us that we've never been oppressed.
You're fucking 21, kid. Maybe lay off a little bit on the propaganda. Yes, you've never been oppressed. Your grandma, your mom, probably. You literally grew up in an age where everything was fed to you by social media and door-to-door delivery apps. How in the world did you encounter any true form of hardship? Here's another one from this bozo.
Maybe that's for you, but for me personally, I address the way I do. Maybe that's what you consider provocative, but I dress that way for myself, and I think a lot of these ladies here are dressing for themselves, not for the attention of another man. Maybe that might.
Lies, lies, lies. Women constantly crave attention, like men crave purpose. It's hardwired into their brains whether they admit this or not. Women want the attention of men. Men who are high status, that is. If you're a chump beta, you're labeled a creep. Although I don't agree with them. I really can't blame the black pillars for giving up on dating modern women. The host asks the girls in the table if they wear makeup for themselves or for other people.
Yeah, I only do it for myself.
Yes, it gives me a boost of confidence when I feel better, or when I feel that I look better.
Natasha?
I typically do it for other people, to be honest. Well,
The one girl that agrees, okay.
Well, because literally, like when I go to work, you know, you have to present yourself in a more professional manner. You have to present yourself in a more put together way, and part of that, the expectation for women is to wear makeup. So, you know, there is an expectation on women to do it. I for sure believe that. But so yeah, I do it for other people, not for me.
Well, that's what honesty looks like.
That's
I only want you for the money and the I really do believe that modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. All of their examples, the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man, masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. This version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? And women should act like men. There's all this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want, and ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of the family.
All of that was spot on. Every single one of those clips. Again, I can tell you guys, it makes sense. Like the moment I saw the definition, I was like, oh my God, yes! Like obviously they're running away. American feminist women, I don't even just want to say American, but just like Western feminist women, they have these impossibly high specific standards. Like I want you to treat me this way.
As a dude living in Asia who previously lived in the West, things are very different here. It's not that there's a complete absence of feminists and narcissists, but people actually value the nuclear family. You won't find a shortage of women who want babies here. Just come with an open mind and you'll do well. Even if your average income in the West, you'll be loaded here. My advice would be to go to urban areas. They're places that have been slightly urbanized, but the rural essence is maintained. The best of both worlds. Women there are great. I don't know what the fuck is happening in the West.
Okay, for all of my girlies who are considering their first hook phase, do it.
Be a bitch, honey. Be that bitch. Be a boss. So when you go hook up, you need to see it as sex and you're out.
I was always so curious, what it would be like to really get beaten by someone in a sexual way.
It's see you later season, on to the next, because there are men literally everywhere.
Rotational dating in my life means that instead of me having one partner, I currently have 5 mini partners.
We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up, we're gonna come to the restaurant, we're gonna see your table manners, we're gonna see what you order, we're gonna see do you hold your chopsticks correctly. We're just gonna, study you a bit.
I ended up hooking up with him on the beach and realizing that's a public place. But later that evening, I went to a party and I ended up hooking up with 2 other people. Judge me if you want. No regrets.
We're going to talk about cheating and how to get away with it.
There's 3 major reasons why monogamy is bullshit.
I also strongly believe that there is a deeper reason feminism and why men leave the West in pursuit of love overseas.
Let's hear it from a traditional woman.
They are missing the point why men are going out of their country to find these quality women. They don't want to admit that they lost that femininity that they have in them, that they no longer want to be a woman, that they no longer want to be a wife, that they no longer want to cook, they no longer want to take care of their husbands and their family. They are so focused on thinking that these men are actually going overseas to get a wife they can control and manipulate. A woman who is doing her job as a wife, as a partner who's taking care of the family, of the kids and of the husband, nurturing. We don't need manipulation. We don't need to be controlled to be a woman. You know what I mean?
Hey, more reason to be a passport bro, am I right?
What exactly you would do every day, like as a wife? And you said you did this stuff at wifey things at girlfriend.
Oh yeah, what does that mean?
No,
I cook, I clean. I'd wake up, make the bed. If
do you think
a
man paying for a date is doing husband things at boyfriend prices?
Do I think a man paying for a date?
Yeah, a man paying for a date, is that doing husband things at boyfriend prices? Because a lot of times I think we say we cooked and we cleaned, and that's wifey things at girlfriend prices. But men, they protect and provide.
You gotta love it when they call out their own.
In my perspective, I grew up with a single dad who raised me, and I think that is part of the reason why I am in a good relationship and why I kind of know that there are roles in a relationship, and I'm more on the traditional side, and I think that's why I've been able to secure someone who has a really good job, someone who takes care of me, someone who is all about me, you know what I mean? And I do think that I was taught at a young age by my single dad how to be a good girlfriend.
It's strange. Do you think single dads are better at parenting than single moms? I'm conflicted with this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, boys. Let's get a discussion going.
Where's he at now?
In the military with their mama.
Wait, what happened that you guys aren't together right now? What happened?
I mean, I'm only 22. It was a while ago, but a lot of us can be delusional. Trying to act like we that sure. Looking at other options.
Yeah.
We can be very clouded by dudes with money or status or whatever. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Is that accountability?
Yeah, that's incredible.
And that's a really good thing. She's only 22, and she already knows her mistakes. Some women learn late, but some never learn at all.
If this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy are all bad role models for men, can you tell me who the good ones are? Why is it that every time someone tries to step up to the plate to lead men, they're immediately labeled misogynist?
And the comments from soy boy Tate haters will be like, are you putting Tate in the same sentence as Jesus Christ? You fucking missed the point, cockroach brain. What that means is whatever guy you put in front of society, they'll shun him and claim he's toxic. Whether it's Tate or Jesus fucking Christ. Society doesn't care because they're only interested in making men weak.
Okay, women want men that are taller, stronger, older, more mature, charismatic, charming, etc. A whole bunch of things.
Sure.
Now, what if I said that you are stupid, short, not strong, incompetent because you want a man that has all these qualities? That would sound foolish for me to say that, right? Because these are your hardwired attraction triggers that you like.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it okay for you to turn around and say men want younger women because it's manipulative?
Toxic modern women will shame you away from your standards. Don't let them do that to you, boys. You deserve the best, given you've watched enough Redfield's videos and are actually self-improving.
And say that they don't want a man to lead. I think that they're just, I'm sorry, it's nothing personal, but as a woman in an American modern society, we are programmed to an extent. And I was programmed for a long time. I was making racks, dancing, and I was an independent woman, but I don't want that anymore. And God brought me to naturally, we want a man to lead. And if you say that you don't want a man to control your life, I think you just have probably and I have daddy issues too. I think that it just goes back to the root cause of natural. Women do want a man.
Feminine women will attract masculine men. The opposite happens as well.
I would actually prefer to be where women was in the 20s because the pressure for me as a lady to work can be very exhausting. So when you sit here and say that, oh, this is the reason why I'm here today, most women really don't. Most women, I'll be honest with you, we do all of this work, boss chick stuff because of the pressure that this feminist woman has put on women.
Well, yeah. Because this feminist movement was a way to tap the population of women for consumerism. It's the corporation's fault.
Most women don't like most men. Okay?
True.
And if you guys don't believe me, when polled, Gen Z, all right, this is people born between 1995 to 2012, all right, women rank men 7th place behind travel, career, education, experiences, and starting a family. So men are at almost the bottom of the totem pole, all right, when it comes to marriage. And then millennial women, right, women in my age range, they're born 1981 to 1996, who aren't even hot anymore like that, okay, still rank finding a man at 4th place behind careers and education.
And God forbid you make less money than them, you're screwed.
God forbid. If you make less money than them, you're screwed. Straight up facts.
At 27 or in your 20s, it's really hard to see your 40s. You think you'll be forever young. You think you'll have that zest, that gusto. I see myself in a lot of these younger women, but you will start to slow down because in your 40s, 60 is right around the corner. And hopefully you've made decisions that make your later years something you look forward to. I don't blame younger women because, like I said, one man could never compete with the world of the internet. But I think it is a little bit short-sighted, and I do agree with Melanie. We do have to teach the younger women that tomorrow will come. Men operate that way, that tomorrow is coming. A lot of
women. Most modern women who have become puppets of feminism severely lack the ability of foresight. Men, on the other hand, are extremely good at this. This is why most men are in leadership positions.
Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I think a high-profile job with no pay.
I would
This just proves my previous point.
prefer to have the high-profile job without pay.
I'm cleaning sewers for $100K, man. Ain't no shame in my game.
I'm cleaning sewers. There's no question about it.
I'm gonna clean the sewers for $100,000 a year.
I'd rather the first one.
You don't want to do the dangerous, dirty jobs.
I know.
So could that possibly be why so many women earn less money than men?
Yep.
Gender pay gap reduced to a single word. Yep.
Guys are scared to talk to girls now. Even if they see someone, they might not want to approach you. Like I've had.
I'm gonna say something super controversial, and you do not have to agree with it. But first and foremost, men don't go up to women anymore because you guys call them pervy, weirdo, and all.
Agreed.
You hate men. So if men aren't approaching you, I can see why. Another thing, I also believe it's the way that you present yourself and how you carry yourself. A lot of you women in real life are really bitchy. I've seen you guys. You have like a stick up your ass, the way that you guys look, the way that you act, and the way that you carry yourselves. I get approached 24/7 to the point where sometimes it's a little bit too much, even at the gym. But I also think it's because I'm always smiling and I'm very bubbly. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the hottest because I'm not. But I'm sorry, I still get approached by dudes who, and girls say, oh, men don't approach us and they're scared of this and that. Probably scared of you and probably don't want you because I get approached 24/7. I don't struggle with that one bit.
What you just said. You know what the man I chose to marry and make a baby with, because his love language is different than mine, I'm choosing to leave him, and then I want to level up from him.
Yeah, and
I need you to listen.
Okay.
It's hilarious how Kevin Samuels deals with women. He's like scolding children. This woman obviously doesn't care about that dude.
Because you guys often tell yourselves good lies.
Okay.
To a man, I'm hearing a problematic woman.
Yeah. There you go.
Belie women who still believe that all the leverage is still on your side and men got to impress you at all levels. It is crazy. Got news for you. You ladies have to impress men. We don't have to impress you. Not like that. See, that's the story that's been told to you ladies, that happy wife, happy life, and you got all these guys out here telling you what you want to hear. But I'm going to tell you, high value, productive men, productive, competitive, successful men aren't going out working 10, 12, 14-hour days and then coming home playing Joe in the bedroom, rubbing your back and massaging your toes and all this other kind of stuff. Girl, please. That's exactly what you hear a lot of girls saying. Girl, please. You're lucky if you get 5 minutes.
It has turned completely on its head. Look around you, boys. There are a lot of beautiful women, but not a lot of successful, productive men. High-value men are the prize, not women.
What's like your advice to a guy who's whatever? He could be coming out of university or in his 30s, but he's like looking for a little direction. How do you start off, get centered to become successful?
There's like 10 different answers I can give. But I think truthfully in the world we're living in now, I use this analogy a lot. Maybe I overuse it, but you need to find a way to some degree to escape the matrix. I can't be canceled. You know, I can say what I want. My finances are secure. I've escaped the matrix. And when I talk about the matrix, it primarily applies to men because men are the backbone of the slave force. We always have been and always will be. And unfortunately now, if you're a law-abiding man inside the matrix, your future and the life that is laid out for you is nothing but depressing. You're going to go to school. You're going to get in debt. You're going to get a job. You're going to get a wife. Divorce is coming. You're going to lose the house eventually. Your job's shit. Inflation's outpacing your wages. You're going to work. No one's going to appreciate it. Now you're old and your life's over. That is the matrix for 99% of men. And you need to find a way to escape it.
What do you say to young men who come to you for advice, who feel lost, who don't really know where they fit into society?
I say that life as a man is exceptionally difficult. I say the most beautiful and the most terrifying thing about being a man is you're born without value. Society doesn't care about you. You're only going to be cared about based on how useful you are. You have the chance to build yourself up and become a superhero if you're prepared to do the hard work and be indefatigable enough to never quit. But if you're going to stand around and wait for a handout, nobody's going to ever respect you. And I think that a lot of people have forgotten about how difficult and how competitive it is as a man. We're always in constant competition with each other. And it's your duty as a man to stand up and say, I want to be as important and strong and good-hearted and God-fearing as possible. And I need to work hard to achieve those things.
Indefatigable. I like that word. It means working through pain tirelessly. I find that everything we're talking about always comes back to one main topic: reinventing yourself. I don't hold the answers. Nobody does. But I think the point that I always try to emphasize is, if you're not getting the results you want out of your life, maybe you should level up. That's all the time we have for you, boys. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something.